Have you heard Easter bunnies are making podcasts now? Well, to celebrate this, we're offering 25% off your first month of a Headstuff Plus monthly plan or annual plan with the code EASTER. Get ad-free listening and bonus content from all your favourite shows, including Young Hot Guys, Shite Talk History, Your Internet Boyfriends, The Lovely Show, and more. Sign up before Friday 10th of April at headstuffpodcast.com/Easter and use the code, yes, EASTER at checkout. You can cancel anytime with no commitment. That's headstuffpodcast.com/Easter with the code EASTER.
Think Verizon is expensive? Think again. Anyone can bring their AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. So bring us your bill. Walk in, run in, pogo stick in, teleport if you can. Ride on the back of a rollerblading yak or fly in on the wings of a majestic falcon. Any way you can, bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal on the best network. Based on Root Metrics best overall mobile network performance, U.S. second half 2025. All rights reserved. Must provide very recent postpaid consumer mobile bill in the name of the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
This show is part of the Headstuff Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to Shite Talk,
an Irish history podcast.
the Irish history podcast.
No, official on Instagram now. It's an Irish history podcast.
Oh yeah, because Finn Dwyer's one's the. No, that's Anne. No, that's
No, we're no. He's the.
we're Shite Talk. We just can't say that because of the algorithm.
Yeah, an ST history is taken by a Stranger Things fan account that hasn't been updated, I think, since like season 2. And I can see from Instagram it's based in Kuwait. So I don't know.
Okay,
It's about 1,000 followers, but they got there first. So it's also not like Stranger Things history. It's not like the history of the show.
Oh, is it just a follow along podcast?
It's a fan account for Stranger Things, but it hasn't been updated in years. So they've obviously give up on the show. It's like an inactive account.
Season 3 was not for them.
No, they jumped board at that point. It was, yeah, but honestly,
What, Billy's a lifeguard. This is absolute bullshit.
Anything past season 1 was kind of dragging it on, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was never meant to be. We don't have time to get into it.
We don't have no.
We got to talk about a great man from Wexford. Have you ever been to Wexford?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was there recently. I think it was there with Shane. I always mix up Waterford and Wexford. Mm-hmm. That's on me.
Wexford's the one you can pronounce.
Yeah.
Although I've noticed you've been working on that.
No, society just caught up with me, I think. I think my accent's just gotten weirder. But yeah, I believe I've been to Wexford.
Well, Wexford is kind of like one of those Kilkenny towns.
Yeah.
That used to be a giant.
Used to be a lot bigger.
Or more important.
Important, yeah.
Yeah, because all of the trade, because it's down by the coast. It's one of the first entrances to Europe.
Yeah.
For Ireland. So think of that time. This story begins I suppose it begins a little bit beforehand.
It begins before it begins.
Because just a little backstory. Do you remember Strongbow?
Yeah.
Yeah, terrible cider.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah.
Well, when he came over, William Lambert's relatives came over with him.
Okay.
So they landed over into Rosslare, built a big castle there.
Yes.
A couple of generations later, they have a child called William.
Okay.
He has brothers and whatever as well, but they're not important for the rest of the story.
So he came over, or he's a Strongbow relative.
Well, he was not related to him, but but they came over. Yeah.
So he's a strong man.
So William Lambert was born, or Lampart. I'm going to go Lamport because it
sounds fancier. Yeah,
it sounds better. Yeah,
yeah.
But he was born in the 1610s because he says 1611.
Okay.
And everyone else says 1611.
Okay.
And then his brother says 1615.
Yeah, well, his brother would probably know better than he would. How would he remember the date of his own birthday?
I think I have a feeling it might be a younger brother as well, but don't pay attention to that. We're going to go with 1611.
Fair enough,
and that'll become more clear as to why in a little bit. But the Lamports are merchants. They're of nobility, and above all else, Catholics.
Whoa. Okay.
Although they said that some of the family would have switched at the time to the flavour of the land of Protestantism.
Yeah,
but then
they knew which way the wind was blowing in the early 1600s.
But there was a chunk of them that stayed Catholic and were ardent supporters of the church. And that'd be William's side of it, I believe.
Nice.
Because his grandfather, Patrick, he would have fought down at the Battle of Kinsale.
Okay.
So it said he fought alongside Red Hugh O'Neill.
Okay.
Now, I've read that everywhere where it's fought alongside
Yeah.
at the Battle of
Sure.
etc. How close do you have to be?
Well, I mean, this
If
is
you're just a
probably-
part of an army of 30,000 people, do you say I was alongside?
I was there. I was alongside him.
Couldn't see him.
Yeah, but you're in the fray. Maybe he did. I don't know why I always assume people are lying about this sort of stuff, but yeah, I mean, who's to say? Maybe that's just like you could say you're at any battle. Hard to disprove.
Yeah.
Like if you're saying if you fought alongside him, like shoulder to shoulder, where you're in like the top guard, or you're just a guy that was there, or you're just a liar. It could be any of these.
In terms of lying,
Yeah.
or you could be you could be mental, and you could have you could just imagined it.
Yeah, the secret fourth option.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so both of those are a possibility for this story too. Because what I'll say about William is like all great men, most of what we know about him is from his own writings shortly before he dies.
That's a staple of this podcast.
Yeah.
There's 1,000 articles written about him online. Where's all the information come from? One book
One document that he
wrote when he was 60 something, and it turns out everything he wrote said that he was class. That's it. That's okay.
So let's
I'm gonna write such a great book, which is like just the week before I die.
just please.
He had a solo podcast. It was
was
just
the-
him.
co-host of a solo podcast.
He was second billing in a solo podcast. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy how much it boils down to just like one, and then everything is branched off of that. So he's saying, you're right. His ancestors came over with Strongbow. His uncle,
but were
fought
good.
alongside-
But they stayed Catholic.
But they're Catholic.
They're good, and then
Yeah.
they fought with
Red Hugh O'Neill.
Red Hugh O'Neill.
Yeah.
His
They had a castle, but one of those good castles where
good
everyone was
castle.
looked after.
not standing anymore. 'Cause
No.
it was built by the Catholics.
Yeah. well,
But King James,
yes.
he has him. His grandfather killed for fighting in the Battle of Kinsale.
Okay.
Or helping them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's William's about 7 when this happens. So he's not. This is like burning Michael Collins' chicken coop.
This is James the First, is it? Yeah. So he killed him for fighting with Red Hugh O'Neill.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
Le Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they'll soften James's cough soon enough. That's fair enough.
but so
This is sorry. I keep meaning to look this up, but we've mentioned it. Yeah, like the King James Bible. This is him. He's the one that asks for this translation to be made of the Bible, the one that we all know and love. And James, he's pretty gay.
okay.
Yeah, it's just funny because like a lot of the homophobia for the 500 years since the King James Bible, a lot of it's based on like translations of what lying beside a man, like how that's translated.
Oh, and that's from
That's from this translation because it's like been translated a load of times. We did like the English translation that we'd be all familiar with, but then when you read about his life, he didn't seem to mind lying with men at all. Yep, yeah. But listen, that's just
But this is an Irish history podcast.
Irish history. But every time I hear about that James, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah. But anyway,
But his father,
yes.
he was a fisherman and merchant. Well, I say fisherman, a boatman. He would have been a merchant pilot.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. It just means I think you're
Well,
a seaman,
Yeah, that's a. Listen, no disrespect to the proud fishermen and anglers out
but
there.
you're a pilot of a ship.
yeah, it's like the
yeah.
1600s. You have a castle and you've got a ship.
Yes, and a ship in business.
A ship in business. Yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
more than you're fishing off the docks.
No, yeah, he's of good stock. He's
Yeah.
a fancy family, and that's just to say that William would have spent his childhood kind of around boats and the seas. He's from Rosslare, and his dad had boats.
Okay.
Okay, so keep that in mind. Then his mother
Yeah.
passes away.
Without ever learning her name,
Yes,
she was gone. Dust to the
never
wind.
to be spoken about again.
Never. Yeah.
Confined to the annals of history.
Yeah.
And his sisters, well, we don't know if he had any.
Okay.
I don't know how many brothers he would have had. One will come up in the story.
Okay.
But when the mother passes away, the father, priesthood, or some form of the church.
He goes into the priesthood.
Yeah, he goes and signs up to some monk-like existence.
Very good. One of the rare or a beautiful and noble pursuit to have the 7 sacraments Did you ever hear that?
No.
Because it's rare for you to do, because one of the sacraments is to be ordained. So you need to be married and then have your wife die. So you do like baptism, communion, confirmation, confession, marriage, ordainship, and funeral.
Oh.
I think that's all of them, but there's like a rare thing to get them all. You need to be married, and obviously divorce is illegal in the church, so she needs to die, and then you go into the priesthood, and then when you are dead, you get all 7. There you go. So
I never thought about that, but yeah, okay.
yeah, it's a rare,
That is,
yeah, a beautiful thing. They probably have a name for it in the priesthood.
home run.
A home run. It's the triple crown of, it's the grand slam of Christianity. All you have to do is go through the tragedy of having a partner die, and then also you don't get to celebrate it because you're dead. But you do get to celebrate with eternal life.
Yes.
So there's that.
But that means that we also don't have to think about the father anymore now because he's gone.
He's in the priesthood.
And then William gets raised by relatives.
Sure.
He would have been.
That's a bit dodgy then to be like. So William's still of an age where he needs raising.
Yeah.
And he's just fucked off to the
Oh
monastery.
yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I've a calling.
Yeah. What's that? It's anywhere but here? Okay, my lord.
But because of but his schooling would have been initially done by the Franciscans and the what's the other ones? Augustinians.
Nice.
Yeah, just because there was probably one of each of them in the town.
Yeah.
And so he was a tutor. He
And
was
they
privately educated.
Went to holy war with each other.
But then he goes up to Dublin, goes to a Jesuit school up there.
Yeah.
It, I believe, gets shut down by Trinity because they're still in the hating Catholics phase of their arc.
Some say they haven't left it. They never went away, you know.
And then he has to go to London. And,
Okay.
So he's getting tutored over in London.
A lot of people now they're shouting at the rate like they're just seeing him fall from make a mistake to the mistake. He leaves Wexford to go where? To Dublin. And leaves there to go to London. Whoa. Where was his father? He needed guidance now more than ever.
He's going to set up an OnlyFans next.
Oh, it's hard to just see a man go failure after failure.
Well, you're not going to like where the rest of this story goes. He's
no.
not done traveling.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, I have a quote here that he'd called school in his writings. He'd said that school was an extensive educational experience where children would study every day to acquire knowledge on a diverse range of subjects.
Yeah, that's the definition of school.
Of school, yes. But the way he was like, my schooling would have been...
I've always thought about school as a way to learn a little bit about a myriad of different subjects between the hours of 9 and 3 from teachers.
Increasing in difficulty as you age.
With sort of routine examinations at the end of it. But I mean, that's just my musings on it. I don't know if you had the same experience.
That's exactly how I read it.
Yeah. Oh, it's school then, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, fair enough.
He was just the first man who could ever write.
He's a learned, okay.
But then, but I did read what he was doing. Like, he was very young, obviously, and he's been tutored by the Franciscans, the Augustinians, the Jesuits. Like he's studying Greek, Latin, poetry, geometry, astrology, divinity, politics, medical science, law, and music.
Nice.
Which is, in fairness,
That's good. That's a good rounded education.
that really is a diverse range of subjects.
If you get rid of like divinity and Latin, you're flying.
He's got all these, and not only that, he's got a thing that I can't pronounce. Panegyrics. Panegyrics. That's the art of praising someone in public speech. That was taught to him by a member of Parliament over in England, which is
That's a good skill to have.
and it's a good class that we've dropped that now.
Yeah.
I think now we call it glazing.
Oh yeah. Well, what just like Plamos and find a person in power and just constantly talk about how good they are.
Yeah.
And just wait until good things happen to you.
Yeah, they had a class in that.
Okay.
They call it politics.
It's a big part of politics.
But and this is how I'm saying that at 1611 he was born, because when he's over there he gets in a bit of bother because he's arrested for sedition.
Right.
Because he's going around handing out Catholic literature in Protestant England and just talking shit about the king.
That's not. Yeah.
So he's probably not 12 when he's doing that. But now, having said that, a young Michael Collins was a very patriotic Republican at a very young age, his teacher said. So who knows?
Yeah.
But I'd guess that he'd probably be closer to 16 when this happens.
Sure, but surely in all of his learning, at some point, someone would have said, "Don't do that."
No, yes.
That's not a good thing to be doing.
He's a very smart man. I don't know how wise he is.
Oh,
is he wise and not? He's dumb as shit.
He's dumb. He's like a bag of bricks.
So I don't know if he actually gets arrested in England, or does he do someone just go, "You were doing what? You were handing out what?" He's like,
Athlete. If these people could read, they'd be very annoyed.
yeah. So then he hightails it. He gets over to. His aim is to get to France and get away from this. Let it all blow over.
Fair enough.
So maybe he does actually escape.
Yeah.
But the pamphlet, I'm going to try. Carellum cum Anglia regem et suum fidem.
Loyalty, Anglia, England, freedom, loyalty, maybe. Come.
But yeah, it was attacking King Charles I and the Protestants for all their heresy.
Yeah.
And so William gets away. He heads over to France, so he doesn't have to stand trial for treason. But as he's approaching this beautiful little town of Santa Malo, he's captured
In France. Santa Malo.
Santa Malo.
Okay.
He's captured by pirates.
Nice.
French pirates.
Ooh.
Which are mercenary pirates, which I didn't know was a thing, that they would fight for.
Yeah, that's what pirates are.
Pirates go rob booty.
Yeah, for money.
Yeah, but they keep the booty. Whereas this is them going to fight in wars for France.
Haven't you seen any movie, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean, I assume, where the pirate, they're mercenary, they're dogs for hire. They have no honor. They fight for money, as opposed to knights and such who fight for money and land. These are unscrupulous fellas who'll do anything for a gold doubloon. This is
That's fair enough.
they're pirates, but also they're like mercenary people. But you can hire them to fight in wars, but you can't trust them.
But then
they're French.
But that'd mean that the French are I suppose a lot of countries are probably doing it, but they'd be knowingly employing criminals who have slaves to go do work for them on their.
Yeah, this is the 1600s. Everyone's doing
Yeah,
that.
but like those slaves could be like French people.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pay these mercenaries who have slaves, your people who are slaves,
Sure.
to go
Fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was a different time. It was
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened now. Like what? Well, I'm not really sure what you're saying here. But some of these colonial powers they had pretty loose morals when it came to hiring people to fight international wars.
I don't know about you. I don't think it was right.
I don't think a lot of these moves were in the best interest of the common people of France. Maybe we should have a revolution about this. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that. So they were hiring French pirates who were also kidnapping French citizens who would have been used as slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose then they're still fighting for their country.
Yeah, exactly.
Think
A bit of national pride.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But so he does a quick 2-year sojourn with the pirates before escaping down in Bordeaux. This is in 1630, so he's what would it be now? 18, 19. So he heads over to Spain. And he joins St. Pat's College, the Irish school.
No way.
Yeah, in Santiago de Compostela. And then he got a scholarship to go down and study in the University of Salamanca.
Okay.
The Irish schools were very commonplace in Spain at the time.
Because of all of our missionaries.
Say if Trinity were shutting down his school and they don't want Catholics being educated,
sure,
and you can't go to England to get educated, so you kind of
you hit up your Spains, your Italies, your Frances.
Well, you go to Spain because at the time they were recognising any Irish person as a Spanish citizen. Because we're basically the same thing anyway.
Because they fucked up that battle of Kinsale.
So back then we were we look. Let's just say it. We're Iberian.
I've been saying it for a long time. Hibernia, take off the H. Hibernia. I think we all know what I'm getting at here. Jumble the letters around a little bit. It's an anagram of Iberian H.
Let's get the gang back together again. How about an All-Ireland football team? North, South, Spain, Portugal.
we're willing to deal here. You know, we helped ye out with Barcelona FC and Patricio O'Connell. I think we could get a good thing going.
But this town that he's in,
Yeah.
that he goes to first, that's it's the remains of James. Bible James.
James the First is his remains, or
No, James Bible James.
yeah.
Not James the First, not the King, as in not the King Bible, like James of the Bible, the one who's in the.
Oh, okay. You could have said that
I did.
far more confusedly, but yes. James, one of the apostles.
Yeah,
Okay.
So they have his remains, and
Hame.
it's been sent to this place, and so it becomes it's a pilgrimage site that turns into a city.
Okay.
But it's in Spain here that he meets his old pal, or old pal means a guy who was mates with one of his tutors when he was in London.
That's close enough.
Yeah, it's close enough. And he's married to the Marquis of Mancera's sister. So he's that fella. He's the governor.
Yeah.
The governor La Coruña.
Okay.
So that's his first, because he needs to upgrade his life here. There's a social ladder he needs to start climbing.
And he's well versed in whatever that class you said he took, where you can just walk in and be like,
Plumawson.
Governor, I'll just say this. Place looks great.
Honestly, best governor I've ever met.
This guy, he knows how to govern.
But yeah, so he'd be his first rung on the social ladder. Climb him first, or just befriend him. You don't climb him in public. I don't know if the Spanish like that. I didn't give you a description of him, did I?
No.
Red-haired, silver-tongued.
Okay.
Yeah, he can chat.
Red hair is throwing me.
It's an Irish thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm picturing Zorro is what's happened here.
Yeah.
I was picturing Antonio Banderas.
And that's what really screwed this guy over, because
that he's not ginger.
But you can never. You're thinking of Antonio Banderas,
Yeah.
and really what it is a guy from Wexford in the
redheaded fella from
1600s.
Wexford. Yeah. Okay. All right.
But
Yeah.
even though he's got personality, he can talk.
Yeah.
He can fight. Because he's very smart.
Right.
I mean, he's studied a lot of things. He can fight. Very good at fighting. They say swordsman with the men, swordsmith with the ladies. He's,
That's nice.
and it's because of that he gets a bit of a reputation around the town. Well, for all of these things. Also because he's the only Irish guy.
Yeah, sure.
He's famous for being smart and fighting, and also being the only ginger Irishman in 1600 Spain.
Sure.
Yeah, who's mingling with high society. But the Marquis, he meets William and takes a shine to this young lad. Now, I'm not sure if it's after his time in war, or he meets him first and then he goes off to war. But this is a good relationship for him to have. Real quickly, his time in war is 1633. He joins the Irish Regiment, one of three, sponsored by the Spanish, to go fight for Spain against the Southern Netherlands, or the Spanish Netherlands.
Yeah, well,
Catholic Netherlands.
You can guess who won that fight then.
Yes. Well, but then he was fighting the Swedes there. And then by 1964, he was up in Germany fighting at the Battle of Nordlingen.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was meant to have done so well there that he goes home, and all of a sudden, King Philip, he wants to meet him.
This red-headed Wexford dynamo.
Yes,
who's fighting the Dutch and the Germans.
Yeah, and also he's meant to be standing out during these battles and everything he's doing, but also like in football, lads would always say like, oh, why did got lads with very shiny white boots or like spiky hair or things. It's like, why did it look like that? It's like, it's to stand out, because if you do anything, it'll be remembered, because you're just more noticeable, so it's more memorable. Yeah. And he is just probably the only sunburned man.
You're getting sunburned in northern Germany. Yeah.
But so King Philip, he has his right hand man is a fella by the name of the Duke of Olivares. So I'm going to call, and he was a count as well. I'm going to call him Count Duke.
Count Duke, nice.
And so, because it's easier than saying Gaspar de Guzman y Pimentel, first Duke of Sanlúcar, third Count of Olivares.
That's fun though.
But his name's going to come up a lot, and
okay, yeah.
I'm not, and I won't get it the same way in every pronunciation.
You nailed it once, yeah.
But that is a cool name.
Yeah, and
it's probably insecurity about all these sexy Spanish lads having these cool names that makes William think about William Lambert not really cutting it.
Billy Lamps.
How about Guillaume Lombardo?
Ooh. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm going to keep calling him Lampard.
Sure.
Lampard. Or Zorro.
Zorro. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'll say I googled him. I was in my research. I came across one article in Spanish for him, and his name in that was just Paddy Zorro.
Well, I mean, let's just go with that.
I think we just go with Paddy now.
Paddy Zorro.
Paddy Zorro.
Yeah. Bit of unnecessary racism from the Spanish.
But the Marquis of Mankara, he had recommended him to the Duke. And then the Count Duke then recommends him to the King, and then the King recommends him to the Spanish Secret Service.
Okay, but it's not. Surely the Secret Service would require a level of secrecy, and being able to blend in, a man of the people, a shadow, a mist. How's this big red-headed pale
hide in plain sight?
It's the same thing you hear about. Bond wouldn't be. An international spy wouldn't be a handsome 6 foot tall guy that anytime he walked in the room, people would remember him. You wouldn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger as like a covert operative. It would be just some guy.
But then, because you think about that, and then you'd go, oh, well, you'd see a guy who'd stick out like a sore thumb like that, and you go,
no way, he's
he's
no way he's a secret agent.
Let me go tell him all my secrets.
Yeah. You're the biggest, most charming guy in the room. Let me tell you all my country's dirty secrets.
But
this pale red-headed fella could never be working for the King of Spain. I'll tell him where I've hidden all of Portugal's gold.
He probably doesn't know what a marquee is.
You can trust him. He probably thinks a marquee is a big tent where you have a fucking...
He thinks it's a gig in Cork.
Yeah. Yeah. Start talking about the marquee. He's pulling out his Neil Diamond t-shirt.
But it's here that he's meant to have learned his espionage skills. And he says that he had been working...
Outside of Spain, they're just called espionage skills. In Spain, it's espionage. They invented it.
But he said he's done work in Catalonia and in Italy as a spy. I think he said he was meant to be working for the King's brother for doing some negotiations in Italy.
Right.
And he's been entrusted with various different jobs. By this stage, he basically is a fixer. He's trusted by the King.
Yeah.
Handsome man who can fight, who can talk. You can give him state secrets. He won't lie. He won't do anything with them.
Yeah.
So he's doing well for himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got no skin in the game, so he won't betray you.
Yeah. All what he really wants is he loves Ireland.
Okay.
And the only thing he doesn't like about Ireland,
like a lot of men who says he loves Ireland, it's not there a lot.
No,
seems
he's mainly just racist on Facebook. But,
mainly, and given the opportunity, he would never move back. But he loves this place certainly more than some people who've come in the last while.
Yes, I chose to leave.
Yes, but I only left because of the bad economy in the 80s.
But I only
don't understand. My life is too good in this other country for me to go home. But if I could, I would. It's my Filipino wife. She won't let me.
But he was secretly working on a plan to get Spain to help support a Catholic rebellion back home.
Nice.
Covertly bringing a lad called Gilbert Nugent over so he could try and...
Yeah, okay.
Gilbert?
I don't think Gilbert Nugent has ever done anything covertly. That's like the most... That's the most fucking...
No, you're not... Yeah, again, no one's looking at him.
It sounds like he's made out of squares.
What's eating Gilbert Nugent?
What's eating Gilbert Nugent?
But he's trying to recruit people and talk to the Spanish higher ups over there without the British knowing. So so William's sneaking him around, bringing him into Parliament.
Yeah, okay.
But he can't let any of the British officers around know.
Yeah, of course. And they'd never pick up on that. Who is this new enigmatic ball of charm Spaniard? Gilbert Nugent. Who's this firebrand Spaniard who seems to be shouting over everyone else's head about Roscommon GA and ordering pints of creamy G's?
Actually, I'm going to have to look into where Gilbert Nugent is from because I think he comes up again. Or it's another Nugent fella. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't.
Nugent's just a great name.
It is, Liam Nugent.
The Nuge.
But William became the Maestro de Campo and was put in charge of this secret mission.
Yeah.
But then he wouldn't be around long enough to see it through, as he wasn't going to be in Spain very, very long. By now, he'd already performed well at the Battle of Fuenterrabía in 1938, and a few years before that, he had his painting done, so you know he's doing well.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, if someone's painting you in the 1600s, and that painting still exists, even if history and most art historians point to the fact that it's probably somebody else. And what might give that away is the guy in this photo doesn't have red hair.
So, well, first of all, it's not a photo; it's a painting.
It's a painted photo.
It's a painted photograph. But because I was just going to say, this is the one bit of like tangible evidence you've said so far, but it's just a painting of a person, and he's said, or presumably not even him, someone has said, that's probably Zorro.
That's probably Zorro.
That's probably Patio Zorro.
Even if it looks nothing like him.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
Probably artistic license.
Yeah,
the painter probably showed up and was like, oh, another Spanish courtesan to paint, no problem, in and out, easy day, and then shows up and sees a big fucking red-headed Wexford man there. He's like, well, I didn't bring the right colour palette at all.
Well,
let's just make him dark-haired.
They had another painting that they say might be him.
Right.
But it doesn't look as good and it's tougher to find. So
yeah, just make that.
So you
more
just look at the other one.
Okay,
and then go. This is a very interesting fact. This is a photo of a different man.
Yeah,
but it's still the photo that they use
for him.
For him, anywhere you look, it's like, oh yeah, I want that when I pass. Here's a photo of a better looking person.
Sure.
Remember me like this.
Yeah.
Remember me how I saw myself.
This is kind of because obviously these days a lot of stuff is about AI touching up faces and like how it's corrupting the youth. But before that, like people were using Photoshop to touch up people. Before that, for our generation, people were just tilting their head a certain way that made them look a lot more attractive than in the rest of their photos. And back in these days, he was just like, yeah, that's actually a much nicer picture of some other guy. Just tell people that was me. And
then I'll show up on the date and just hope for the best.
Yeah, sure. We're already sitting down. By the time she finds out, maybe she walks away, maybe she doesn't. At least I'm in the game. I'm in the conversation.
Foot is in the door.
Foot's in the door, you know.
And in fairness, he has the personality to
exactly.
pull that through.
The silver tongue, not just for talking. You know.
But I was saying that he wouldn't be in Spain for very long because there was this lady by the name of Ana de Cano y Levia.
Yep.
And she caught the childbearing bug.
Oh dear.
And fell shocking pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And while it's not Ireland, Spain was still a Catholic country. And they weren't mad about the fact that this was all done in sin.
Yes.
And then also he had
she's contracted it from maybe the biggest flight risk of a man. This is, that's not going to end well.
This is a man who's now in his fourth country.
Yeah.
Who'd spent 2 years as a pirate.
Oh, yeah.
And has a streak of Irish Republican, which means usually he's leaving the family behind.
Yeah,
a great man.
He's not getting out on bail. I wouldn't let him go down to the shop for cigarettes until the child's 10. Like he's not hanging around.
But his brother is a Franciscan monk.
Okay.
Much like the father, then I guess. I don't know if he was Franciscan, but the family are religious.
Yeah.
But so. He begs him, he pleads with him, just make an honest woman out of Anna.
Yeah.
Because also it's not looking great for you here because you're in the court, you're in like the parliament, like everyone, you're kind of famous, and this is looking bad for the king. The king probably isn't too happy about it either.
Yeah, the king also has illegitimate children.
Oh yeah,
but at least he's married, I suppose.
But he's the king.
That's fair.
But
they all do. Everyone was having children out of wedlock, but I think you still need a marriage for like.
But you need to lock it down for a marriage, for your beard, for your Clinton type situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can go do whatever you want. But he worked backwards.
Get the child first.
He deconstructed his extramarital affair. He's doing this first.
Okay.
And then get the one pregnant and now go find a missus after.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But they lived together in Madrid for a while. And in Sin. And have a kid called Teresa. So I don't know how long. She's pretty young, I guess, by the time he leaves. But he's not budging on the marriage thing, and it's not looking great for him with the government because of that.
Because of that,
well, because they're like, you can't be showing up to the.
Yeah,
you're the king. You're the right hand man to the right hand man of the king.
Okay,
and you're in sin.
Yep.
So that could be why he just Slash. He just doesn't fancy it anymore, and he just wants away from this. He wants to like a lot of great men of the past.
Yeah.
Just leave the family behind. Abscondence class.
Abscond, yeah.
Or
Well, if a lot of this is coming from his own writings, and he's like, I missed out on that big. I was just about to save Ireland. It was fucking just this close to getting them to come in and help us get the country back, and they bloody fired me for having too much sex.
too much sex.
Couldn't be locked down. You should have seen her, lads. She was unbelievable.
Was charged on account of dick too big.
Yeah, and then, big wigs and the court couldn't handle it, so I just bounced. Sorry, fellas, I tried my best.
I'll come back when you're ready to handle me. Never.
Yeah, I'm all weighed up.
So he fecks off.
Well, what's the alternative reason you were going to say it?
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I was going to say that the king has sent him on a special mission to Mexico to be a super spy.
Okay. That's pretty good. Now that maybe the first
Getting the woman pregnant and having a kid in sin and then leaving her, that was just fugazi.
But
that's just
but this is also maybe the first person in the history of humanity who gets he was like, oh sorry baby, I gotta go. The king wants me to do a secret mission on the other side of the world.
So, your father's coming back. He's just busy working for the king of Spain.
He's a spy for the king of Spain. Mexico is a country we just found out about recently. And it needs spies.
Yes. Well, actually, because at the time it wasn't even Mexico, it was New Spain.
Yeah.
So the king of Spain has sent him to be a spy in...
somewhere far away. Other Spain. Yeah.
So he's
what a trailblazer.
Well, so he's gone there now, and so
He's doing espionage in New Spain.
So he's either a spy,
Yeah, okay.
who has to lay low and can't be seen to be working for the king.
Yeah.
Or because we'll go through his life when he gets to Mexico now. Basically, he hops on the boat. He's going down over there. What's happening over in Spain, in New Spain, is that there's political unrest because a lot of the indigenous people and the African slaves that they have working for them, they're not the criollos, as they call them, but they're not overly happy with being run by these bunch of fucking bastards.
Why?
Yeah. Which is funny because William actually, when he gets over there and listens to everyone say it, they're like, I don't know, we used to have our own country. Yeah. And then there's this big giant power that came over and took everything over from us. Yeah. And it's kind of been shit since. And he was like, just that reminds me.
Interesting.
You're saying, right. Okay. But so he's meant to be reporting back to the Count Duke, who would obviously just tell the king. Yeah. And then also the bishop of, do I have it here now? The bishop of Puebla, Don Juan de Palafax y Mendoza. So there's the old viceroy. Yeah. In the old viceroy in New Spain is coming back to regular Spain, and he's saying that there's not political unrest over in New Spain.
Right.
So then they send the new viceroy, who is the Marquis of Villena. But the bishop has been sent with him to keep an eye on him because they think he might not be strict enough or strong enough to put down this rebellion.
Okay, so they send the bishop with them.
Yeah,
if I know one thing that these Creoles fear, it's our Lord and Savior, Catholic Jesus.
But our boy William is probably he's also feeding information to the bishop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bishop.
So this is the strong force they've sent over a man who's being thrown out of the court of disgrace, possibly because he's knocked up a woman and won't marry her. Some guy who they don't think is up to the job, and a Catholic, like. Yeah. They don't know what Catholicism is yet. They haven't done that. They haven't tricked them with that yet. How is it? This is a terrible tag team to try and set up New Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, hindsight.
You can think that.
Yeah, okay.
That's just your opinion.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they get into. But I meant to say that right before before they get there, he hops on the boat, and who's there on the boat? Only his brother.
Oh,
his Franciscan monk brother.
Okay.
Who he is telling now on the boat that I'm going to New Spain. Actually, No, I'm gonna keep the missus. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go to New. Her relatives actually have money over there. They debt. I'm going to settle a debt. I'm going to get money from them.
Right.
And bring it back and bring it to
make an honest woman out of her. Nice.
But then all the other accounts I read said that they spent the entire trip, which would have been a long trip, just completely ignoring each other. Boat's a small enough place.
Yeah. Well, a heart can be even smaller. No.
And it sounds like he, how would I put this? If he is being a real spy, because he doesn't want the Viceroy to know that he's the king's, that
spy.
Yeah. So he's staying down, like the Irish would have in the Titanic as well, but in the lower deck. He's in the chef's quarters. He's not in the lap of luxury,
and he's only avoiding his brother and his responsibilities because he's a good spy.
He's a good spy. Maybe the best.
He's a company man.
But so he does stop off along the way in like the Cayman Islands and everywhere. So even though he's not on the lap of luxury, but he gets to see a fair chunk of the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good little.
Not a bad deal.
And then he lands in New Spain.
Yeah.
Oh, and for his all of his spying, he's told that he's going to be paid for it, obviously. But then also he's going to get a title. He's going to become the Marquis of a little town, I think, in the south of Spain. So that's his.
Okay.
This is his plan now. This is his out. This is his.
Sure.
His retirement.
Just his one job. Yeah.
Spy
for the king, get a little town,
and probably like 7,000 pesos, I believe, as well.
Okay,
it's pretty good. So they land in Veracruz, and William takes up work as a surveyor. And then he got to work teaching for the clerk of the city council.
Okay,
which I think his name is Don Carrillo, but then I've heard it pronounced very similar to Criollo, and I was like, is that just?
Yeah, Don Criollo.
Are they just saying it's I don't think his name. I'm going to call him Carrillo.
Okay.
Yeah. But stepping in as he comes in to be their like Latin and grammar tutor.
Wait, so what? William comes in to be their Latin tutor?
Yeah. So he goes to Mexico to teach Latin to the Mexicans.
Sure.
Which is like my brother would have taught English to people in China, which I doubt went well for them. No, it
is very funny to think that there's a couple of Chinese people now who have thick Carlo accents.
Thick Carlo accents, yeah.
Crack, lad.
They keep asking about the Foundry.
Yeah. Tell us more tales of the Foundry, please.
But he was living in with this Carrillo family, which is another way for him, I guess, to meet and ingratiate himself into the upper class of the city, because he'd be meeting politicians and then he can go around and do not even spy work, just go and get the lay of the land, chat to people on the street. How's the common man feeling?
Yeah,
and the common man isn't happy.
Is he not happy?
Because when they're on about that potential uprising, turns out they wanted to do an uprising.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're not happy. All of the indigenous people and the African slaves and the Mexicans and that, they're fairly fed up with it.
Well, I did not see the benefits of colonialism.
Not yet. They just haven't seen it long enough. You got to stick with this for about 800.
Couple of generations. Some people will get really rich.
And so he's reporting back this news to the king.
Yeah,
and the bishop, and the bishop's seen it for himself as well, and he doesn't think that this other marquis who's come over is any good. The viceroy.
Yeah,
who was a marquis
for the job.
Yeah, so the bishop and William work together, kind of in secrecy, I guess, to oust the viceroy from power. Yeah, peacefully. They say they make a
peaceful
point,
transition,
or he says it is that it's peaceful.
Yeah,
it's definitely peaceful.
Okay.
Don't look into that anymore.
Yeah.
But there's varying reports saying that he was pro Viceroy, and some saying that he thought it was the new shite.
Okay.
Because I guess this is where it gets interesting, because if he's a spy, he has to.
Well, yeah, this is
all spies are playing both sides.
Yeah,
to an extent.
This is the hallmark of a good spy. Hundreds of years later, we don't know what side he was on.
Exactly,
he's playing them all.
If you go into his diaries, which they did when they burst through his door, that it's contradicting itself.
Nice.
A lot.
Yeah.
So you really don't really know what he's saying. But I suppose if he told the king and the bishop and then helped get rid of the bishop, I'd believe, helped the bishop to get rid of the viceroy, I'd imagine he probably was anti-viceroy.
Yeah. Because he thinks the Viceroy is not strong enough to stop this anti-Spanish rebellion.
Yes, but then there'd be other thoughts on the matter that'd be going, he's probably pro-rebellion and working on that from the inside.
Yeah.
And he's like, keep this soft Viceroy in charge, get this rebellion going.
Yeah.
Who's to know? He could be either side.
Sure.
Oh, but also the Viceroy, wasn't great timing for him because there was a rebellion in Spain, Portugal, and the guy, the leader of those rebels, was his cousin.
Oh, okay.
So it's not great.
Yeah.
Optically. The optics are real poor on this.
Yeah.
So they get rid of the Viceroy, but then William doesn't get his marquee ship.
Don't tell me the King of Spain is...
Yeah, for some reason, he says, I don't remember saying that to you. He probably picked it up wrong. You've got terrible reception over there.
What's so well? Ether thought he was going to be promised being in charge of some area in Spain.
Yeah.
And now the King's just reneging on that.
And yeah, Earl's told him, yeah, you will get that, but you got to keep working for me for a while. You're doing such a good job. I can't pull you out now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
But either way, he doesn't get it. And you know what?
Yeah.
He's absolutely fine with that.
Okay.
That doesn't impact his thinking whatsoever.
This is you mismanaging, like, he's very far away and in touch with a lot of people who want to topple this new Spain.
Yeah, I'd say give him what he wants.
Yeah, give him what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or certainly don't fuck him about. He's Zorro.
Keep him sweet.
Keep him at least, follow through on whatever deal you made before you left. Yeah. Do the bare minimum is what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah. Or well, there's a lot to be said as well for the idea of like treat him mean and then fuck him over in the end and give him nothing.
Yeah.
It is another option.
This comes up a lot where it's almost cartoonish where they're just like, have him do some work that's going to put him in he's going to have a lot of moral questions about himself and put him right on the edge, and then just for no reason don't give him what you said you would. Like, just fuck him. What's he going to do?
What's the worst that can happen?
What is the worst that can happen in this far off distant land I don't have any oversight into, where he seems to be a key figure? Fuck him. No, I'm not going to pay him. Cancel his check.
Yeah, it's a drop in the ocean for me.
Yeah, it means literally nothing to me, but I'm feeling feisty today. Fuck him.
So now the next section we'll call his downfall.
Okay.
So he's now he's on the outside now. He's looking around going, do you know what? I actually, in hindsight, I'm doubling down. I do think that there should be an uprising.
Nice.
And that this is a colonial power and these are good boys. And I've always thought that, actually.
It's reminding me of a lot of my little home of Wexford. Okay.
And he's going around saying things like, there's an awful lot of money here that could probably be evenly dispersed amongst all the poor people. Also, slavery, that's not, in the eyes of God, that's not good. Slaves, that's not good.
Minerals and resources here. The King of Spain thinks they'd look a lot better in Spain, but I don't know.
How'd you like to not be compensated for that?
Yeah.
But at this time, that Don Carrillo that he was living with, I think he passes away, so he doesn't have a benefactor now either, because he was free accommodation and he's making some money. Things were pretty good then, and now he doesn't get the marquee ship, whatever it's called, and he doesn't have a place to stay. So he's not overall. Things could be going better.
Yeah,
and he's seeing an awful lot of wealth being, and he's not getting any of it.
Sure.
I know, granted, he was rich back in Rosslare, and he left that.
He did, but a lot of money has been funneled back across the Atlantic now.
And so I mentioned the 7,000 pesos that he would have been got for all the spy work.
Yeah,
he takes that. It's time to invest. This is a good retirement plan now.
Okay.
He puts all of the money. You know, they say don't put all your eggs in the one basket.
Sure.
Do.
Okay.
Put them all into a basket of wheat.
Okay.
He buys a wheat farm.
Nice.
And then, shocking timing, 2-year drought.
In southern Mexico? Okay.
Loses all of the money. Gets no return on investment whatsoever.
Why would he think he's a farmer? He seems to be has he ever farmed?
No.
His entire background seems to be mercenary.
Well, he invests into it. I don't think he's out there doing anything. I think someone's just come along to him and said,
Right.
there's a great opportunity here.
There's a great opportunity.
These lads are working for basically nothing, actually.
Yeah.
They actually can't leave.
How can you lose 7,000 pesos?
It's back then, it's
that's
a lot of money.
money. But in like,
And again, it's in a time when you could...
you had slaves.
You had slaves, yeah.
Surely, what are the overheads?
What are your overheads?
Like who looked up the blistering sun and thought, seems like good wheat growing. You know, back home,
If I know my wheat,
Yeah.
which I don't.
you know, in Wexford, the wheat farmers, in between the rain, they're always glad to see the sun. Surely, if there's even more sun and not much rain, the wheat will be even bigger. Also, it's part like it's a new land full of new rich. There's loads of stuff that's only found there, and surely that's where the money is.
Now
He's
stick
like,
to what you know.
Yeah. You know what'd be better than wheat farms in Europe? Grow the wheat here, ship it back home. I can't make it a killing. Get those ore mines out of the way. I need wheat farms here. Stat.
Well, actually, speaking of the mines,
Right.
that's
We're
when...
talking about the Mayans?
but no, so there's a lad called Don Ignacio.
Okay.
He comes in from the mining area to go...
Not the Mayan people.
No.
All right.
The actual Newcastle.
Okay.
But he's an elder. An indigenous elder, which means that he was an elder who was originally from there. So he comes to the city to complain about the goings-on out in the mines.
Okay.
The working conditions, the fact that people are slaves.
Yeah.
It's not great.
If I know my history,
It turns out-
they listen to him. The Spanish colonial government listens to the local man who has issues with how the workers are being treated, and they all move on together and grow a society.
No.
Oh, no.
No, they actually don't.
What?
They say fuck off. But William likes his ideas. He's like, maybe treat humans equal. Let's do unto others as you might do to them.
Yeah.
This is it. I found this very interesting. I think you should probably have to do this before any election or race for candidacy. He sits down with Don Ignacio.
Okay.
And they take, I believe, a chunk of peyote.
Yeah.
As a sort of spiritual, religious experience.
He takes all that peyote. He's like, ho. You know, the people of Spain would really dig lots of wheat. Spanish wheat. Give me all that peyote so I can sketch up my wheat farm plan.
Well, see, it's more of an idea of let's take a load of peyote, and then this indigenous elder, maybe he'll see into the future. He'll have a premonition, and we'll go from there as to a plan, as to what to do here. So they take a load of peyote, and then he has a premonition.
Right.
And he says that Lamport will become the new king of New Spain, and all the miners and poor people will rise up and support him.
Interesting. Interesting. Sounds like the Don Ignacio is doing a wee bit of promotion of his own.
Of his own.
Yeah, the one white man who's listening to what my story is. How about you do drugs with me? And I'll be like, oh, wow. I just had a vision where you'll be the new king. So, I don't know, work with that maybe.
King Blanco, I think.
Yeah, King Blanco. We have a thing here called peyote, and if you take it, everything I say after that is 100% true.
No, well, there's also a lot to be said for Lamport could have just made that up.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that also wouldn't have looked good, because he's like, well, there was actually a fella who I got on a load of psychedelics who one time said, and now I was the only one around when he said it. But so after this, then William sets about putting a secret plan together to overthrow the country and get power.
Okay.
And by secret plan, he means telling all of his neighbours and friends and anyone who he can corner for 5 minutes in a pub.
You got to rally support. Grassroots.
One of his neighbours, a guy called Mendez, he hears about the plans and he goes to a judge, and the judge says, lethal weapon too.
He's got diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, that guy's too powerful. I can't do anything, but
okay,
he can, which makes you. Yeah, so obviously he does have he has some amount of favor there at the time.
But Mendez tries to knock on him to a judge.
Yeah, and the judge is like, I can't do anything with that. But you know who does have jurisdiction over that? The Spanish Inquisition.
Oh shit!
Yes, because peyote. So the Inquisition's all religious based
He shouldn't have been doing peyote.
Well,
I'm fine with the insurrection, but you don't do drugs with the locals.
Well,
you're on the job.
That is kind of what the Inquisition's there for, where they're like, obviously it's for other reasons as well, but it's used as a way to, we can't get people for actual crimes.
You get them on the tax. Okay.
No, you get them on like saying something bad about Jesus one time. Like it's all just based on, so you can't do anything about actual crimes.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to like anything blurring the lines of spirituality,
right,
Christian rhetoric being fudged in some way,
yeah,
then they're like, whoa. And also because they don't really need proof of anything. Because over the years, I think they get like something like 228 charges against them, and a lot of them are like astrology. He was looking at the stars
for a little too long, and not with the awe and wonder of the Almighty in his eyes, but the sort of thoughts to be like, oh, maybe that used to be over there last month. So get in the fucking bin. Get in the stocks.
But that is, I just realised that he's guilty of taking drugs and looking at the stars.
Yeah, well,
that man should be burnt.
His star he should be looking at is the one of Bethlehem.
Or David, because it turns out that that was a big part of the Inquisition as well, where they would just go around and say that someone was Jewish.
Yeah.
And then that was a bad thing.
Yeah.
So they would have to go to jail, and then they would take all of their money.
Yep.
So he writes.
It was very tough to be Jewish, and a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the Jews did have a lot of money and houses and stuff. So if you
wait! No, you're not saying the controlled Spanish media back then. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah,
they owned all the pigeons.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They had money, but even like if everyone had money, if they had money, it was easier to root them out and get their money because you could just whip up a bit of religious fervor. And they don't like famously. Yeah, they don't have a country, so there's no like the king of, you know what I mean? Like if you start persecuting like the French, they can either go to France or it could cause an international incident with France.
Yeah.
There's like, it's a place, the homeland or whatever, whereas there's no one, you can just persecute the Jews and there's no coordinated group that's going to stop you do it. They're very easy to, at all points in European history, if anything went wrong, you just be like, this seems awful Jewish.
Yeah. Yes. And that's, but
this flood reminds me of another flood from the Bible. Wasn't that you that did this?
But he says that he's, because they burst into his gaff and they go looking, because Mendez is after telling the Inquisition, so they burst into his gaff and they go find all of these pamphlets and things he's after writing and his thoughts. And letters to different people, but he has
it just said, "I'm Jewish."
He said, "It's the proclamation for insurrection for the kingdom of New Spain," and in this he says that Spain has no right to own this land, and it was only given to them by the Pope, who has no authority. And he says that slavery is bad, and they should free people and give them power.
Why would he write that down?
Because it's like a manifesto.
Yeah, why would he have that? Like leave it like
you think it's a plant?
No, but that's like
he wasn't expecting someone to kick his door in and read it.
You saying he wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition?
Yeah.
But but all right, I'm sure there's more to it, but just the bits that you read out there is like it's not like that needed to be written down. It's like, I don't think Spain should be here. I think I should be in charge. Also, the Pope is out of line and some other bad things. I've been doing peyote in a tent with this other fella. Yeah, but it's pretty sweet.
He's handing these leaflets out, I imagine, to the indigenous people.
Right.
So he's trying
Who can't read.
That's a very fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he's in charge of teaching them to read, so maybe, never mind. That's just... This is what he was doing in London when he was 12, and now he's doing it again.
Yeah.
He's rattling the cage.
Well, see, and what they've, I suppose, I don't know if it's wrote down or does he just basically say it to them as the Inquisition come in.
Well, this is like, you compared this to Lethal Weapon 2 earlier, but really now it's like Die Hard 3, where John McClane's walking into the wrong neighborhood with a certain sandwich board sign strapped onto him. He can't be walking around the place handing out leaflets, feel like, you know what? Spanish king's out of line and the fucking Pope.
Hey, he's done it before. He did it in England. That's why he's here.
He had to run away to France, and now he's making the same mistake again. Isn't there? Did you ever hear the thing? I think in the whatever PG daytime version of that movie, his sign says "I hate everybody."
Oh,
Yeah. I think that's what it is. Is like, why is everyone so annoyed at McLean's?
it actually says I dislike.
Yeah, I dislike everybody. What the fuck? Samuel L. Jackson has to jump in and help him before something gets real. Anyway,
But yeah, so they burst in and he's basically saying that, oh, you're just all hopped up the policemen who are just running around screaming that people are Jewish just so you can take their possessions and their houses and throw them in jail. So then they call him Jewish and they take all of his possessions and they throw him in jail.
well, I mean, he should have seen that coming.
This man never sees anything. Horrible foresight on
really.
William. But the actual plan of what he wanted to do was he was going to get together a group of 500 slaves and indigenous warriors to go and take over the viceregal palace by force.
Nice.
With all the indigenous archers, and he was going to be the leader of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that was going to look very cinematic.
That
was going to look very cool.
That's really
Episode 5 of the miniseries.
Yeah, it's every movie where Avatar,
Which is, Dances with Wolves. Yeah.
Pocahontas, probably.
Dancing at Lunacy, Dancing in the Moonlight,
Dirty Dancing.
LA Confidential.
Yeah, La Confidentielle. Yeah. That's cool. Is there any basis for any of this? Like being
He said
real?
it.
He said it. I'm sorry.
He said it.
But,
And also,
but,
it didn't happen. It was just, this was his plan.
This was his plan.
And he said that's it. He said that his plan was to make himself look like very cool.
No,
very,
but I get there's
cool.
a kind of revisionism that we are as a nation guilty of. Shergar was the fastest horse that ever ran. Because this is the kind of modern sensibilities where he was like, and I was going to go against the king and the church, call them all out, the rats, and I was going to work with the people, the indigenous folk and the slaves, which is bad, by the way, slavery, boo, and me and them, my brothers in arms, were going to overthrow the palace. Like, that seems like the sort of thing that people would make up now if they wanted to have a historic figure be associated with Wexford, say.
Yes.
But if he wrote this himself, even if it didn't happen, the fact that he thought that this was a good thing is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And
if he was going to lie, he could have lied about anything.
Yeah,
He chose to lie about freeing the slaves.
Well, it's because he's still pretty young when this is happening.
What age is he?
This is probably like 1940 to 1942. So then he would have been 30.
A young whippersnapper.
A whippersnapper.
It's all ahead of him.
Not a whole lot ahead of him. Because he's gone to jail because of the treason and everything.
Yeah.
And he's
for being Jewish, of course.
And he's after writing to all of the. Well, he has letters. He hasn't sent them yet, or these copies of letters. But he's to the France, King of France and Portugal and everywhere, saying it was like, hey, just on the off chance, if I manage to overthrow a little viceroy over here in Nuathban, would you recognize me as the leader and this to be our own country, separate to Spain? And so the Spanish aren't very happy when they find those letters.
I never sent those letters. I just wrote them. You have no proof I ever would have paid for the postage.
And then they also find a letter saying that or some document saying that he's claiming that he's the illegitimate half brother of King Philip IV of Spain.
Okay,
so he's already creating a narrative where it's
divine
a
right
bastard
that he has.
child,
right?
So, and why wouldn't the bastard child secede from and then go and take over the other? The narrative there is very strong.
Sure, I mean, it makes sense.
That's again for the TV show. That would be
you can really track it. Yeah.
So they're not happy about this. So he's in jail. But his defense for the whole thing was that it was a setup. He was a fall guy and a patsy.
Nice. Yeah.
But his work with the Creoles was part of. He said that his work with the Creoles and planning this uprising and talking to them. That was because he was a spy for the Count Duke back over in Spain. So he's just a good spy. He has to get really in there.
Yeah.
Really far deep in there.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's so undercover he doesn't even know it himself. Okay.
He's forgotten his name or his Irish name either.
Yeah.
Or his Spanish one.
Sure.
Yeah. But he was just about to send back documents detailing all the misconduct happening over in New Mexico, in New Spain.
Yeah.
But there's nobody there now to help him. Because the bishop who he's mates with is older, I guess, at this age, or not? Is in power. there's a lot to be dealing with over in Spain themselves. The Count Duke is getting older as well, not as powerful, so he doesn't really have anyone protecting him. All those lads who he's spying for, none of them have come over to Mexico with him. He's just there on his own, saying to these lads, "Trust me, the king." Although the king does write to them, the Inquisition, to be like, "Hey, just give him a slap on the wrist for whatever, and just send him back here." And there's more to it than that. So
instead of his hands,
so they throw him in jail.
Oh shit!
And they leave him there.
Maybe he was a spy.
Well, he probably was. He could have been. He probably did some spying. He did a little spying.
And then maybe he got a little bit notions of he could be the king of New Spain.
Well, yeah, especially when he started writing about how he is the illegitimate half-brother of the king.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even, I don't know if the king knows this, because he does reach out and say, like, slap him the wrist, send him back here.
Yeah,
and
I mean, he is your brother after all. Did we what?
Yeah. But yeah, so he I guess his official charges are astrology and heresy and sorcery.
That's great.
So he goes to a prison that sounds like more of a house that they've converted into a prison. Solitary confinement in there. But then he just kind of switch back and forth between having been a member of the. I suppose over time they loosen up on that, and he's not in solitary confinement anymore. He's in with the. And it's not like general population; it's a small place.
Yeah,
I guess
it's solitary confinement. Just mean he was the only person in this prison they made.
No, so it's like there's, but I don't think it's a very big prison. I think it's like a house that they've.
So he's just in a room.
Yeah,
okay.
If that's all. He's locked in a room. But he even said that they said he has like a stipend. I guess because he is a political prisoner, or he's part of the.
Yeah, well, it's the same with. I mean,
but also they give him pens and papers and they let him write and stuff, and he's allowed to buy things he's like a house arrest more so than.
But you see this a lot back.
Room arrest because he's not allowed around the house.
Yeah.
I guess.
You see this a lot back then with this, if like a general or if someone with a bit of prestige does a crime.
Oh, like Van Diemen, Sanders, like just here's a prison. Just walk around
it's
freely.
an entire island. Yeah, but you're not allowed back in Ireland to do any more rebellion. Or like, it was way after, but like Napoleon, they arrest him for trying to take over half of Europe. And you're like, all right, well, go live in this island just off the coast of Europe and we'll give you whatever you want, but no more funny business. It's like, if you're of that pedigree, when you're arrested, they're still buying you shit. Yeah.
That's why you need to shoot them like Luigi.
Yeah. yeah.
But he was forbidden to talk to other prisoners because they said if he's chatting to lads, he'll start getting in their heads and he'll start talking about an indigenous African slave revolution.
Yeah.
So he's not allowed to talk.
He's too charming.
But then he invents Morse code.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
What are you talking about?
Well, they say it's a version of Morse code.
Right.
I'm sure that a lot of people invented Morse code.
Yeah,
because it's just like he's like when you think it's like, all right, it's the first letter of the alphabet. What's that? That's going to be. Okay, and the second letter, what would that be?
Oh fucking hell!
Okay,
all right.
Third letter, you surely get it by now.
Yeah,
it's not that secret of it. Also, I never understood it with Morse code. It's whenever like a flashing light in the distance, whatever, you could probably pick it up easier. If it's actually like banging, I would be like, where's all that fucking banging coming from?
Who's making that fucking racket?
But yeah, so I guess his plan is to start a new revolt by force. Get all the 500 indigenous and African slaves and get them together.
Morse code.
And we're going to overthrow the guards.
Okay.
And they all had, I assume they would have been passing messages to each other as well, but that they had little cute nicknames.
Okay.
Like the cockatrice. And the charcoal astrologer.
Damn.
That's his nickname, so they won't know who it is.
Right.
He's in on counts of astrology,
but he's the only white man there. So
so
they'll never guess.
I don't think that they're looking at all the indigenous slaves being like, he is the head of an astrologer.
The charcoal astrologer is a great title for something.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that's the. I've already coined it now as a new email address.
The charcoal astrologer.
But so things weren't looking too good for him there because he goes into the general populace / has roommates And when
Did they knife him because they think he's a nonce because he was in solitary confinement?
No, they I don't know if it's a case of they know it's going to look good for them if they rat him out, or if they genuinely don't want to see an uprising of the indigenous and the Africans.
Right.
But there's a Portuguese guy, and for no reason they mentioned this guy's faith, but a Jewish guy who, would you believe, Williams actually helped write a letter of defense for the court his case, and he stabbed him in the back.
Did he?
A real Shylock.
Oh yeah. The Judas situation.
But yeah, I read that everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like a Portuguese and a Jewish man from
More importantly,
some country.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his plan, they'd said, was...
I don't think you're meant to say Shylock anymore.
Am I not?
I don't know. I don't think that's good. That's not a great...
You know what?
Actually, that's probably...
You know what else isn't great, Kevin?
Stabbing a fellow who tried to help you.
No, I was going to say the genocide.
Yeah, that's true.
But...
Well, the Shakespeare's writing stuff around a bit this time. He's he's drawing inspiration from also this timeline in Europe where he's like, okay, I create the grubby money lender.
Yeah, who'll I get to play him?
What religion should he be?
But yeah, his plan when they go and tell the guards so what he's on about when he's telling people what they're going to do, it's by force. He'll be in the lead, backed up by as many African and indigenous slaves as he can get.
Yeah.
To go and take. But yeah, also I will say that his story has been turned into a comic book.
It's called Batman.
No, there's a proper William Lambert comic book.
Oh, really?
Done by an Irish guy, I believe. And I looked at some of it because it was a YouTube video. I watched a video of a comic book.
Yeah, that's modern media.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't have to switch. You used to say read and. Well, they read out, so I just listened. I didn't even read anything. I just looked at the photos, and then a man read.
I don't know if you know what a photo is. This is the fourth or fifth time you've called things photos.
Yeah,
it's a comic book.
Yeah, they're photos.
Yeah, a painting is not a photo. An illustration is not a photo. Okay, never mind.
You say tomato. I say photography.
Yeah. Okay, but that's cool. I think the night Batman's parents get killed, they went to see Zorro in the cinemas.
Was it Zorro?
I think so. Isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Don't know because there's a lot of comparisons there.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I heard.
No, they was booked up.
They
too
couldn't.
popular.
It's
Yeah.
too expensive to get the IP.
The Wayans might be the richest people in town, but they didn't get a ticket for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Tough luck. I don't care who you are, pal. I don't care whose name's on the side of the building unless it's Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, or Michelangelo. You can get to the back of the queue.
Oh, my son's going to be devastated. Yeah, well, you better think of something more traumatic to take his mind off of it. But,
why don't you go fuck off? Why don't you go walk down this dark alley, pal? We're full.
You know where I can get Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tickets? Yeah, buddy. All the way down that alleyway.
Yeah, there's a sewer drain there.
But William spends 8 years in this jail.
Oh yeah, the Portuguese
because he got ratted out. Yeah, because he would have been there a couple of years first, and then by the time he's out in solitary confinement doing this, all this happens. So now it's 1650.
Okay.
And so he'd be about 40 years of age, coming up close to it. And yeah, two big things happen. So one, his baby mama gets in touch, and she says that I know I said to the Inquisition that I wasn't with you. And I didn't care for you in any way, but that was all a lie. And in actual fact, we're still married in the eyes of the Lord, and you should come home and be with me and your daughter. Now, I don't know if she understands what prison is.
Yes,
because
stop fluting around out over there. Come home to me.
Or is she pleading for his release?
Maybe.
Hard to say.
I didn't think they were ever married though.
They weren't.
They just
in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah, because what isn't he? Is his main charge that he's in jail for being Jewish?
No, it's the astrology.
Oh yeah, okay.
And sorcery.
Yeah. But the church would probably want to see him go back. A good woman will set him straight, probably.
No, I don't think they're too into this.
They don't really care.
No, but also it wouldn't be too important anyway because Christmas miracle.
Okay.
It was Christmas Eve, babe. in a Mexican jail.
Okay.
An old man says to me, let's start an indigenous and African slave revolution.
Yes.
You won't see another one.
Yeah. I know from the context of what you're saying, this is it's very pro peoples of the world. But every time you say indigenous and African, I'm like, this is
That's right.
every part
I
of me
know,
tenses
right?
up. It was like, it's another class. It's the fucking indigenous and the Africans. They are not getting the workers' rights that they deserve, and they're being exploited. And I think we should have an uprising. But every time you say it, it just
Where's this going?
yeah. Well, here we go. Oh yeah, did they? Yeah. All right. The indigenouses and the Africans.
Well, actually, I wouldn't have really known Jason much outside the podcast. I would have been. We only
Actually-
hung out while we were working, and he never
You look
mentioned.
closely, a lot of the episodes are filmed in green screen. We're in two separate areas.
But Lamport, he's in his cell one night, Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Right, with his cellmate Diego Pinto Bravo, and they're turning a bed frame into a crowbar. They're MacGyvering their sheets together to make a bomb, I guess.
Nice.
Whatever they have.
Yeah.
But they break open the door
Nice.
/ window, I guess. But they have to go. I guess it's the door because they have to go through 3 doors. I imagine get out of the house. They have to run across the courtyard. They got to scale the wall. They got to run off into the night. And at no point does anyone see them or stop them. William does turn to Pinto and tells him to bury all the tools that they use to escape because they'll think it's magic or God, and that'll spook them from coming to look for us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's happened on Christmas Day and they've disappeared
Yeah,
without
but-
a trace.
But now
With a thumb of their nose.
some people think that it's a plant.
What do you mean?
That the Pinto was that they let him out just to have a taste of freedom, so they could get him for breaking out of jail. That's another crime,
Nice. Okay.
and whatever else he's going to do next.
Yeah.
Because then we can get him. Because right now it's just.
But he's only got a year or so left. Orchestrated.
Oh no, there's no time left on that. He's got.
Oh,
No, yeah. there's-
but they just arrest him indefinitely.
Yeah.
For looking at the stars. Yeah. The fuck.
peyote.
Okay. All right.
Um,
And now they help him escape so they can get him.
that's what some people think.
is a weird,
and
yeah.
Pinto, I don't believe anyway that we see again. I think he runs off, and he
To invent a type of bean.
the black bean.
The red kidney bean.
But because he just hightails it out of town, whereas William
Slow tails it.
William, well, he has a missus back in regular Spain now who wants him back, and he's got
Sure.
a daughter, and he can kind of time jump back into the life he could have had. And
Yeah,
threw
yeah,
away,
yeah.
and it's all going to work out grand.
Yeah,
but then
it's the life he walked away on years ago. But it's insane what a decade in a Spanish prison could do to a fella's perspective.
but instead of doing that or doing anything, he decides to hang around.
And hand out more leaflets for his friend.
Yes. He's going around the town and he's putting
Come
up,
on.
He's putting up plaques.
Yeah.
Talking about the Inquisition and how it's corrupt.
Yeah.
And the Viceroy. And
So funny.
he's at night time. He's running around.
He's not even out of fucking sight of the prison.
I think it's that night.
Nah, it's
like
amazing.
I think because he's out for. I don't think it's the next day. I believe it is like these 2 days. It might be the next day he's called.
Yeah.
But he just goes and anywhere around town, the courthouse, the police station, the chippers, all the big points, and just slapping which means he's been writing this again and again
The
and
whole
again. And then he writes a 17-page document and
All
brings
in Morse code.
brings it in Braille, brings it to the new Viceroy
Oh,
of
yeah.
this area, but when he's in there, I don't think he gets to meet the Viceroy. I don't think so anyway. But just walk into the place, like they're looking for him.
Of course.
Yeah, and he's like, "Would you make sure?" And hands it to a lad saying, "Make sure the Viceroy gets this. And if anyone said, "Do you look? I'm going to leave." You look the other way.
Yeah.
Don't tell him which way I'm going.
But make sure he gets this letter.
But they don't arrest him. He actually goes to a tailor that he knows. They're probably looking for a place to stay, and he because there's other people in the shop / there's been in the church, there's been I think the Inquisition would have came around and said anyone helping criminals, you'll be excommunicated and killed or called Jewish or something.
Yeah.
So he tells him, "Oh, I can't help you out. It's too hot right now. But go down to this lad over here. He'll be fine." So he goes down. He's chilling out in this apartment with this guy, and then the Inquisition come and get him.
I thought you were going to say the
tailor rat him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the tailor was going to make him a bandana, and he'd try and put it on, but he'd put it on the wrong half of his face. He'd be like, "No, it goes on the." Actually, hang on a second. That's pretty Zorro.
And I know you're Irish.
I'll see you tomorrow. What did you say?
I know you're Irish, but here's a thought. Style tip. Do-rag.
Yeah.
How about...
Yeah. But it's kind of, not over the mouth, not over the head.
Also,
right
for a redheaded man, it would make sense. And it was cut, the bandana part falls down over his neck to stop the... But actually, maybe he definitely is Irish.
Okay.
Why would the Mexican guy need that? He would have been...
Yeah.
It makes sense that Zorro was Irish.
He's trying to,
But yeah, so he gets caught down here, and because of all the libel that he's been doing, going around talking shit about the police officers and the Inquisition and all of this. Now he's back in jail. They didn't like him before.
Yep.
Now,
oh boy,
it's not good. So what he decides to do, just to smooth things over, is he writes a 22 stanza poem, walking back all the accusations.
Okay.
And the shit he's talked about everyone. But that's dubbed the penitent Catholic.
Nice.
That's dubbed the
penitent Jew.
Christian.
Okay. The penitent Christian, well, at least, yeah.
Yeah. But no one reads that because it's a 22 stanza poem.
Of course.
Yeah. So nobody likes him still.
No.
So he's in and out of confinement, back and forth a bit. He doesn't really like the company of others, so I don't think it's really affecting him. Because at this stage, he's been ratted out. He's been double-crossed so many times throughout his life that he doesn't trust anyone.
He's got, serious trust issues.
He's consumed by suspicion and paranoia at this stage. Everyone's out there trying to thwart a rebellion.
Which, sometimes you can be paranoid and right.
Yeah.
Everyone he's told about this rebellion, they've been like, that's a great, interesting idea. Let me hold this yarmulke for a second. I'm going to go tell...
Make sure you write that down somewhere.
Yeah. That's a great idea. You wouldn't want to forget that one. Note it down there. Jot it down.
Well, turns out everyone is trying to thwart a rebellion because another roommate of him dogs him in again. Yeah. And he says...
For what?
For...
thinking about it.
For plans to get an army of 500 indigenous and African slaves. And maybe, here's a thought, by force, overthrow.
Third time's the charm. Yeah.
By this stage, it could be 5, 6, 7, who knows? He's not stopping until he gets this army.
No. I think it's still 500 men.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why he has to keep writing this down. He's not going to forget.
It's the same idea the whole time.
It's always the same idea. It's you leading a group of slaves into a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah. He keeps getting caught by this.
You don't want to forget it.
Yeah. It's the number. It's 500.
It's his dream journal in the prison. He just writes it there, puts it up on the wall.
It's his
vision board. Yeah, exactly. What's that you got there, Paddy Zorro? Nothing.
Where'd you learn that? The secret. I can't keep one of those. His roommate goes in and tells the guards about this, and they go into his room and they find around 1,000. I say around 1,000. I think it's like 980. But notes that would have been scribbled on bed sheets.
Okay.
On the bed frame, under the desk, on cigarette papers, anything you could possibly write. And he wouldn't have had access to ink, so he was making it from candle soot, citrus juice, and honey. And then just writing these tiny microscopic messages on anything that he possibly could. And all of it is exactly what he's been caught before. In fairness, this one is saying there's loads of little bits him talking about. Some of it's him just regurgitating things he learned years ago, like theology and philosophy and stuff. But then a lot of it is talking about how slavery is not right and all men should be equal and stuff like that, which is fair. But then also there's him saying that...
How many notes did you say there was?
980.
980? Almost 1,000? That's almost twice as many men of indigenous and African slaves I need to overthrow this corrupt system.
Oh, don't worry, that's still in there.
Yeah,
that's the big closer.
Yeah, that's his signature at this point. 500 indigenous and African slaves.
But also he's wrote down again how he should be their leader and the leader of New Spain.
Yeah,
yeah. And he's saying that he's probably the best man for the job.
Yeah.
And at that stage, you're really going, why have you wrote that down again? Because that's what you're in here for anyway.
Yeah.
If at any point you've forgotten your thoughts, just think about why I'm here.
What? Yeah. The one thing that's gotten you in trouble multiple times over your life.
Or is it a plant?
Or maybe.
Or are they planting that on you?
I think that's, yeah. Why would I write microscopic notes? No one has a microscope yet. It's a waste of ink. I have to make this fucking stuff out of honey and spit.
But because of all of the fact that he's still saying that, I don't know if he said that he's the half brother of King Philip IV, but he definitely is saying that he's the rightful king and he should be the leader. But they're saying that he's probably mental at this stage.
Maybe.
Because he's been doing...
I'm the half brother of King Philip IV or the full brother of King Philip II. I'm not sure how the maths works.
Twice removed.
Twice removed.
Third time's a lady.
Yeah.
But he's gotten... they think he might be mental. But they're saying then he'd have to be moved to a new facility or sent back to Spain. And they say, no, don't worry, he's grand. But he's probably not grand because he's in the middle of doing dirty protests.
Yeah.
Which he maybe invented.
Okay.
Along with his Morse code.
Yeah.
And what else? The dirty protests. Because he's refusing. He's smearing it on himself. And at some point he says, "Oh, don't worry, I have a problem with my eye."
Yeah.
So he smears his feces all over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But then there's an account of him getting into altercation, should we say, with one of the jail officers, where he gets stabbed. I don't think it's the police officer. I think it's him that gets stabbed. But they're he's forcibly washed and beaten, of course. So that was all well before the beating started.
Yes.
Yeah. He's so between having the head bed off him, probably not eating, been covered in his own shit, not been allowed to talk to people.
The solitude.
Constantly. Anytime he does talk to anyone,
they rat him out.
For something. So his mind is fairly shot, I'd say, by this stage.
if he shouldn't be opening with his opening gamut of conversation shouldn't be about rebellion. Would you happen to be an indigenous or African slave yourself? Because if you've got a big plan for you and 499 of your pals.
I only need 497 others. But then we get to October 30th, 1659, and the Tribunal of Inquisitors is meet up to finally decide what to do with. He's been in jail here, I think, 17 years or something. They finally get around to what do we say the punishment for something like that is? Oh God, I'd say no more than a year in jail, maybe. No, they say death. I think it's
no, it's not that. It's actually execution.
Sorry, I read that wrong.
Yeah.
The vote goes. 7 members meet up, and it's 3 and 3. With the the 7th person with the casting the deciding vote, they say, "Mad idea. Let's ask Spain what to do before we kill him."
Oh.
Yeah, very progressive, forward thinker.
Because they've asked for him back at this point. His wife's looking for him back.
And they're probably going to say, the slap on the wrist, 17 years was probably enough.
That's probably a big enough
probably
slap.
More than what I said, a slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because one of the other members wants him dead, he wouldn't be a big fan of William. He turns to this dissenter with this man of common sense, and says, "I know."
Sounds awful Jewish to me.
Oh, they don't even need to get him on that.
Oh,
they say that I know you've 2 women on the go.
Okay,
both African indigenous slaves.
Yeah,
and you're living in sin with them, and you've kids with them. And you'd be a very, very handy man to blackmail.
Yep.
And he turns around and says, in hindsight, who the fuck is this Irish guy?
So this is a time where Spaniards who are having extramarital affairs would face some sort of consequence. Sorry, this is
wild.
Whoa, hang on a second.
But yeah, he's labelled an obstinate heretic, and on the 19th of November 1659 he was to be burnt alive.
Wow.
At the stake.
Yeah.
They said that on that day.
That feels late in the day for that kind of crack. Burning at the stake.
1600s. Yeah, it's still, yeah. Oh, but it's Mexico. I mean, they're still doing that in the 1960s.
Yeah.
But I can say that now because we're not going to the World Cup and I'm not going to go on holiday there.
Doubling down.
Yeah. So they say that on the day of his execution, he's noticeably quiet.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
His final words? I just need 500. 500 of the best indigenous and African slaves. We can take them on the incline. Come on.
But they start proceedings at 6 a.m. that day. So he's up early. You can see why he's not in good form.
Yeah.
Also about to be killed. But they call it the procession of the condemned. They bring you down to a plaza in town and they dress you up all funny. And then and everyone looks at you and jeers you.
Is this like an origin of Dia Está Muerta?
No, probably not.
Almost definitely not. But
maybe not, but it's around the same time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it'd be a few weeks after. But
this is just another example then of the white man stealing indigenous culture. Like, I like this Day of the Dead thing. Why don't we do a procession of the dead?
Well, this is their thing.
Yeah, that's true.
This is Mexican.
Yeah. We have all the same.
Yeah. Well, no, someone's gonna die and they've been bad.
Yeah.
So you might as well let everyone get something out of this.
A day out.
Yeah. So it's something to see. I think we
dress
should
them up like a skeleton.
bring back public executions.
Sure.
Something to do.
Something to be at.
Yeah. Think of the tourism of the drive.
Yep. That's true.
But yeah, so they dress you up funny. Everyone laughs at you, and you just have to kind of stand there and take it. I guess they say he doesn't really do anything, just stone silence. Every so often, pulls out a green cross that he brings up and rubs his mustache or kisses.
Yeah.
Every so often, and he doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So he's very stoic about the whole thing because they think, well, they don't know his plan up his sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah. So they put him up there. He's on the stake. The chain around his neck.
Yeah.
They're lighting the thing underneath, but everyone's paying attention to the fire underneath, and they're not looking up above where he is. And so he manages to wriggle free of the ropes out of his arms and his legs, and he jumps off the platform and just hangs himself instantly because of the thing around his neck.
Okay, that's not what I was.
The crowd don't like this at all.
Oh, they've been robbed of a
They've
burning.
been robbed. No one even saw it.
Yeah,
everyone was paying.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and so he can take some solace in that people are. They still burn him. They still burn the body,
of course.
But the goodness is gone out of it now.
Yeah. They do a bit of a charade for the kids to be like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm still alive. Don't burn me." But the adults, they know.
They know.
They can
They
see
know,
through.
yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And so that's. It was because I remember reading that and they were like, "Oh, one more."
I genuinely in my head was picturing he just jumped onto a horse and up on its hind legs and galloped out of the.
In reality, it's a lot more likely that it was he just kind of moved his body over like a foot, and then allowed the weight of that to just
hang himself rather than burn slowly alive.
Yeah,
that's a smart move.
It is a very smart move.
It is a good way to go.
Yeah. And they're again pissed off by it.
Yeah. One last. Yeah, fair enough.
But so that is the end of William Lambert.
Patio Zorro.
Paddy Zorro would have been enough, but the O Zorro did make me.
Puts an extra little stank on it.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't like it.
No.
It was too much.
Yeah.
I was laughing. I was like, Paddy Zorro. They've ruined it.
And
I see. My culture is a joke to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then 100 years after that, there's a religious movement set up that's influenced by Lampert's writings and his belief.
Yeah.
When Mexico does get their independence, about 150 years after Lampert's death, there's a lot of historians going, Jesus, who came up with the idea of freedom? Who thought who thought we should be free? And they traced it back, and a lot of them were like, who's this Gillen?
Patio Lambert.
Patio Zorro.
Patio Zorro.
So it was actually, and I suppose he wrote that proclamation, and it's about everyone being free and equal, and it's the same idea. It's hard to say that he came up with everything. A lot of these are just ideals that people are like, how about freedom? How about all men are equal? And you go, that's actually, it's not like every country is founded entirely different.
Yeah.
A lot of them are they'll say everyone's free and equal.
Everyone's equal. And by that we mean the people that identify as this culture are free and equal, and we'll have our own country.
What about the people who signed this document,
Yes.
of which are...
and we'll persecute anyone who comes in after that. And sometimes the people are already here. But
What's that? You disagree? That sounds very Jewy.
but yeah, that is funny that just try and trace back Mexican independence to, I guess he had
Ross Lair.
To Ross Lair. He did have some big ideas. He did write them down, and you can imagine they're
At a time when most people weren't able to write.
Yeah, revolutionary enough, and that's very interesting.
Yeah.
The,
And then in 1870,
oh yeah,
there was a very liberal politician, or possibly a general in an army, or both. But someone wrote a novel in the style of the Three Musketeers, with William Lambert being the protagonist.
yeah. Because when you were describing, especially him escaping, him hanging himself to get away from being burnt alive, I was picturing like a D'Artagnan. I was really mixing them up with the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of like, I don't know what swashbuckling is. I don't know how to define swashbuckling, but I know it when I see it. This is pure.
Oh no, that's porn.
Oh fuck, that's animal porn. It's all that kind of same story. Kind of roguish pirates.
Long hair has to have long hair.
Yeah,
Freedom, that's a big part.
yes.
Persecutors, colonialism.
Yeah, kind of French. Yeah, sure.
Well, he would have been. He would have been French
sure.
initially. Yeah. Or the ancestors, I guess, would have been. But yeah, so that becomes a pretty big work at the back then.
Yeah.
And then about 40 years after that, you get the centenary of Mexican independence.
Okay.
And they put a statue to our boy in Mexico City.
Nice.
As a, what would you say, a protector of all of the great Mexicans. It's like a tomb or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, which is good. It's there. A lot of people don't know who he is or what it was.
Did they get his hair right?
It's probably all grey because it's...
So no.
No.
They butchered him.
No.
Okay.
It's covered in bird shit.
Yeah.
Was his hair mainly bird shit? No. Well, then actually, no, we didn't get it right.
Yes. Is he wearing a Wexford GA top at least?
But in the 1990s, there's a fella called Fabio Francarelli.
Nice.
And he puts it together. He says this fella, Jolston Macaulay.
Who's Jolston Macaulay?
Well, he's only the author of Patio Zorro.
Okay.
Osbera.
Yeah.
And so the Franco Relli, he says that this is a very similar book to this one from a couple of years beforehand.
Yeah.
And all he's done really is take the exact same story and move it to California instead of Mexico.
All right.
And other than that, it's basically beat for beat. He makes it more of like an action-y thriller.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's just a copy of that. And hold on, I mean, that's Zorro. I mean, if Zorro's based on this guy and this guy's based off an Irish guy.
Bingo bango.
We made Zorro.
We did it once again. Yeah. Fucking hell.
And everyone's like, whoa, Zorro's based on an Irish guy. The guy is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, if he wasn't, he would be more revered if he didn't go on to become Zorro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how famous Zorro is these days.
It was a thing for our generation.
I remember there was a show. When we
Antonio
kids.
Banderas and Anthony Hopkins.
No, but not the movie. There was like a TV show. Wasn't
okay, I think that does sound right.
Yeah, but an older version. But like, it was just like he did the Z.
The
Z.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in
it's
William Lambert's
Zionists.
in William Lambert's Morse code language, that would have been the hardest one to do. To bang so many times.
But see,
every time he goes to swipe, he has to like.
The Z for him is because the two characters have their own different like signature, but they're both in relation to like the light of the Lord or the light of what's right, and it's you leave a mark of like goodness or
what
something like that. That's what the Z is for, like the,
in Zorro.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Whereas like it's the Z. It's like but it's because he's the beacon of goodness.
Sure.
And you leave that mark wherever you've been or on bad things, something like that.
Yep,
I didn't watch.
sure.
I'm going to watch that film later on.
Fair enough.
I regret not watching it before.
Yeah. Well,
Zorro's not that important, but but he will be when we make a 30-second Instagram reel where we walk around and say, "Did you know that?"
Do you know that fucking Zorro that everyone loves? Do you know Batman?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
And then you curse 2 seconds into it, and the algorithms like,
Do you know Batman's a pedophile? Oh, fuck.
we're never going to get big online. We're in such a niche. No one's going online to research Irish comedy history.
Sure they are.
They are not, judging by the numbers of it. Very more people listening to us than follow us online, and anyone can follow you online. It's real handy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyone who's listening to this, would you just, if you're on Instagram, and I know you're not because you've got better things to do with your life, if you're near it,
Yeah.
follow us. Same for TikTok. If you want to leave a review or a 5-star review, don't leave any other reviews.
Yeah.
Leave a 5-star review on any app you can.
But all right, well, that's good. That's a good story. But all right, we gotta go. So good luck.
Shafter.
Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.
Hey, business owners, the NFL season is a big revenue driver. Now there's a smarter way to get ready. EverPass is the only authorized commercial platform for NFL Sunday Ticket, delivering every live out-of-market regular season Sunday afternoon game. Lock in the best offer now with up to 40% off, saving up to $2,500. For the first time, you can pay over 9 months. Get up to 6 free devices and a free bar kit. Sign up by April 27th. Visit everpass.com. Limited time offer. Terms apply.